The year was 2021. In a remote Moroccan cave, a team of scientists uncovered a set of skulls. But these weren't just any fossils. They were faces, frozen in time, of people who lived over 300,000 years ago. People, just like you. But here's the twist. These bones didn't belong to cavemen or primitive beasts. They were us, our earliest ancestors. And suddenly, everything we thought we knew about where we came from shattered like glass. But hold on. That's not the beginning. That's not even the most shocking part. Because to understand how we got here, how you're even able to sit comfortably watching this right now, we have to go back. Way back. Before pyramids, before kings, before names. Picture this. The wind is screaming across the savannah. Ash from a distant volcano drifts down like snow. A small group of humans, no more than a few dozen, are huddled together in the dark. One child is coughing. Another clings to a carved stone blade, the only thing between them and a hungry predator just beyond the firelight. That night could have been their last, and if it was, you wouldn't exist. But they made it through. They always did. And that's where the human story really begins. Not with glory, but with grit. See, about 300,000 years ago in North Africa, the first Homo sapiens appeared. Not quite what we are now, but close. Their brains were large. Their bodies were lean. They didn't have smartphones, but they had something more powerful: each other. They hunted in groups. They shared food. They raised children together. And in a world where almost everything wanted them dead, they started to live. But the earth didn't make it easy. It was cold. It was wild. It was unforgiving. Imagine chasing mammoths across icy plains or foraging for roots in a world where one wrong step could mean falling into a pit of thorns, or worse, a lion's mouth. So what did we do? We didn't grow bigger teeth or claws. We grew smarter. And then something strange happened. About 70,000 years ago, groups of humans began to move, not just across rivers or hills, but across the entire world. No maps, no written language, just stars overhead and trust in the footsteps of the person ahead. One group headed east, another drifted north. Some crossed icy bridges into places no human had ever touched. And some, this is the wild part, made it all the way to Australia, by boat, without compasses. They weren't wandering, they were becoming. And along the way, they met others. In Europe, they found Neanderthals. In Asia, Denisovans, different branches of the same tree. We didn't just fight them. We loved them. Because today, if you're of European or Asian descent, you carry their blood. It's in your bones, it's in your face, it's in your heart. Then came firelight stories and sacred burials, paintings of animals on cave walls, hidden messages that still whisper across time. We weren't just surviving anymore, we were remembering. We were dreaming. Then came a secret, a trick, a miracle. We learned to grow things: wheat, barley, rice, corn. We planted them in the dirt and watched them rise like magic. Suddenly, we didn't have to chase food. It came to us. This was around 12,000 years ago, what scientists call the agricultural revolution. But to a child back then, it probably felt like a strange new world. No more roaming, no more wild hunts. Now there were homes, villages, elders. People could live long enough to grow old, but not everyone was happy. Settling down brought new problems. Fights over land, over water, over who had more grain in their hut. So we made rules. We built walls. We created kings. And suddenly, civilization was born. 5,000 years ago, cities rose from the dust. In Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, China, people gathered by the thousands. They wrote laws in clay. They worshipped gods carved from stone. They made calendars, counted stars, and dreamed of forever. But behind every golden statue was a farmer with dirt under their nails. Behind every pyramid, a worker carrying stone beneath the sun. They were not nameless. They were not simple. They were us. And just when it seemed like the story would settle, it exploded. In the last 2,000 years, we discovered fire wasn't just warmth. It was energy. We built machines that roared across land and sky. We turned night into day with electricity. We mapped the stars. We decoded our genes. In the last 200 years alone, we've done more than our ancestors could have imagined in 200,000. But for all our progress, the questions remain. Why did we survive when so many others didn't? What made us different? Was it language, love, luck, or something else? Something buried deep in the human heart? The answer may lie not in our cities or our tech or our tools, but in that cave 300,000 years ago, where a small group facing death chose not to run, but to stand together. And now, after all we've built, all we've learned, all we've lost, we face a new question. Not where we came from, but where we're going. And what if the next big leap in the human story isn't ahead of us? What if it's something we've forgotten, hidden in the past, waiting to be rediscovered?